All right, welcome back to Matrix Labs. We're back again with another podcast. Today's podcast is on new content creators and creators in Toronto, along with the challenges that all creators face. I'm here with my friend Flavo. He's a content creator himself, and we're going to be discussing around a dozen questions as we always do. So let's get straight to it. We're going to be starting off with personal journey. What inspired you to become a content creator, and how did you get started in Toronto's creative scene?
So honestly, just growing up, I've always seen content creation and I've watched YouTubers and a lot of people inspired me. I was not as a kid. I always started to try to create content, YouTube, whatever. You know what I mean? I'd always try doing that type of stuff. I enjoyed doing it. I just never really seen myself go very successful. I was very young. I was like grade 5 at the time, so I was very new to it. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't have equipment like computers or anything, so I was just recording a game off my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, I did anything. I just liked it, and then I took a break, and then I seen a lot of my friends. Uh, they're smaller content creators, and now I see them blowing up, and I would help film for them, right? But then they kind of mentioned that I should try doing it myself. They just thought I had a good personality for it. And just seeing my friends go up by doing that, it inspired me myself. So I would look at them and I'm like, yo, we can all collab, we can talk, and really just seeing them go popular because they're my friends. Seeing that really inspired me. So that's honestly really just how it happened. Again, I like to work for myself. You know what I mean? I want to make a name, especially just the city we live in. Making a name, it can really cause a big impact on your life, negative and positive. But I try to look at the positive more. Yeah, that's just my main goal. What I'm looking to do.
That's very beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing your honest thoughts and opinions on it. Really appreciate that. My second question would be, how has living in Toronto or Ontario influenced your content creation style or topics?
So I like to I like to make content relating like how people in the city, how what we do, how we act, just how it is as a one, right? It makes it different and it makes other people be able to connect. I want my viewers to have a connection with me and what I'm making. So when they're watching it, they can enjoy and relate. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to aim for. What else was there?
How has living in Toronto or Ontario influenced your content creation style or topics?
Well, honestly, like you don't see much people from here. You know what I mean? Like I can tell some Americans like, oh, I'm from Toronto, this, that. They don't even know much about it. You know what I mean? So us, the younger generation, we got to make a bigger name. You know what I mean? For the city, for the country as a whole. And that's what I try to strive for. You know what I mean? I want to make a big name, and hopefully people can see Toronto more and just stop viewing it as some random unknown city. When we have a lot of diversity and there's just a lot of good things that come from the city that people need to understand and see. We're not just nice people. It's just all these stereotypes. We break out the stereotypes. We have way more than what a lot of people see us, and we need to show that. Especially all the smaller content creators. A lot of people have that ability to really show off the.
Thank you for that. Even like for someone like myself, like getting into content creation, like me, I'm an entrepreneur. I love business, and when I was studying business and the fundamentals of it, I couldn't help but look deep into creating content and all the aspects of it. Like the population is 8 billion and growing globally.
Yep.
And the biggest thing is starting. A lot of people don't start. A lot of people stay procrastinating. So me, I focus on a variety of contents because that's just what I like to do. Some people will take their time to pick one topic, and that's good and all, but I think certainly the biggest thing is starting, and you've certainly achieved that. I've seen you've dropped some reels and all.
Yeah, I'm trying right now, right? Like I don't have much. I don't have the biggest name, obviously, but it's reaching out to some people, and I'm seeing support from some of the viewers, and it inspires me even more. It pushes me. Right now, it's a little slow, obviously with school, but I'm not gonna really let that stop me. I'm trying to balance it out.
Same here.
Just strive for what I really want in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, and also when you release content, you also do find your community. That's a big aspect of it too. You find, like you said, there's people out there who genuinely like your work. They're willing to support you, and
And again, I see the same for you as well. You know,
yeah,
I've seen some of that motivational stuff. I like that. You know, I honestly
Thank
wanna
you.
I wanna hop on that as well. Posting some more motivational stuff. I might want to add that into the videos I make, like small motivational quotes.
And
My
like
skills.
something I could share with you is nowadays with AI and all, there's no reason for anybody to not get started. It's
Oh yeah,
as technology has been growing on, I understand the thing with more technology, more information, so people don't kind of know, they don't know what to do with all of this stuff. And then you have the excuses of, oh, I don't have the right equipment. If you have a phone,
yo,
you
a
can
phone.
start.
I want you guys to hear this out. A phone can make you so much money. You can create a living just off this. This right here will make you so successful in life. Don't let anything stop you. I promise you. It's gonna be slow at the start. I'm going through that myself, but trust me, guys, it can lead to one big thing in life. You have to strive for what you.
Thank you very much for sharing that. And something I'll add to that too, like you have your phone, you have internet. Those are like the biggest things. You just need a device and the ability to be connected to the internet. That's all you need to get started on creating. And you can pretty much create whatever you want. All the information's available right at your fingertips, and you just have to take the initiative to go out there and do it. And this is for anybody and any place in the world.
And like, I don't have the most money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm starting off with small things. Like I said, even back then, I didn't have any equipment, but I still tried. You know, I didn't really get successful off of it, but I still tried no matter what. I just used any little things that I have, and it helped a lot. So, no matter what, anyone can start off. So,
My second area of questions would have to do with challenges that we face.
Yep.
So, what are some unique challenges content creators face in Ontario or Toronto compared to other cities?
man, I really don't want to say it just because it hurts. It honestly sucks that this is how life has to be. But a lot of people from this city, Toronto especially, they don't want to see others grow. A lot of people here are very selfish. So you'll be trying and then you'll have people hating on you or not wanting to support you because they want to have that name.
And
Like,
yes,
this is not gonna get you nowhere. You know what I mean? That's just the one negative in the city, you know.
there's a lot of envy.
Yep. And you know, a lot of people they give up on certain things is because of that backlash, that negativity from others. And it's not. Don't listen to what these other people say because if you find the right community, those people will support you. They will help you. So you know, don't listen to these people. But it just sucks because that's how the city is. America, a lot of people support each other. But over here in Toronto, I don't know about other provinces or other cities, but Toronto especially, it just sucks. It's just how people move in the city is crazy. You know, any small content creator I see, I want to try and build that connection. You know, support each other. We can all grow as one.
Oh yeah,
We'll all eat eventually. You know what I
that's a
mean? Like,
very beautiful
that's just
way.
what we have to do.
I,
We
I
have to
love your
support, not
perspective.
supporting. Like, come on, that's how you don't become. No, that's how you
Yeah.
grow. You have to be there for other people.
Oh
Just
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Sure. On to my fourth question. It would be, how do you manage financial sustainability as a new content creator, especially in a city as expensive as Toronto? Especially with inflation nowadays,
Yo,
things can be challenging.
Yeah, no, it sucks, right? With the cost of everything, but I try not to implement spending things for my videos. You know, like I try just to stick to my phone and whatever I have with myself. You know, just my words. I don't need all these tools, materials. Like I said, the phone is all you need, right? On your phone, you can download apps, you can edit with that. You don't, as long as you have a phone, you're fine. Really. You know, financially though, later on though, you're gonna need more like props. You're gonna want more of that. But as you grow, the money will come. You know, and right now, I want to be able to add more props and all of that. So it is hard.
Absolutely. Same here.
It's more of trying to find a job, not necessarily
Oh
the
yeah,
price. Right?
source
Like,
of income.
yeah, it's that source, right? So
while you work on the passive ones, like
Yep.
content creation.
Like money can come with that. It takes time for money to come. But
Absolutely.
yeah, honestly, I'm just trying to find that job, be able to support even more because I feel like if I start getting a higher income, I'll be able to add more things and it'll definitely help my growth.
For sure. You have to invest wisely, and it
Yep.
takes time. You need to have the patience. Patience is a virtue. For those that certainly have a good grip on patience, like me, I'm right in the middle. Some days I have none. Other days,
And
sometimes I feel like I overdo it.
now I feel you. I'm the same in that type of way as well. You know, but you can't really let money stop you. You know, money comes and goes. Sometimes
Oh,
you
yeah,
have it.
for sure.
Sometimes you will have it. We all. There's people that have nothing, but they still find ways to support
Absolutely.
themselves. So you know that we can all do it. We can all do it.
On to my fifth question. And this section would have to do with platforms and growth.
Yep.
Which platforms have been most effective for you, and how do you stand out in a saturated market?
So I mainly just use IG Reels and TikTok. Those can help you build. It's just the one negative about it is Canadians, we don't get paid for that. So
Yes.
all the views you get, all of that, you're not getting no revenue from that, which sucks, but it can grow a name. And then after that, you can start to branch off to other companies. So YouTube, for example, right? Once I get a more of a fan base, I'll branch onto YouTube, have more supporters over there. That's where revenue can come. Um, but yeah, no, just try TikTok and Instagram. It's so easy to reach other people on TikTok. And you to see others, they'll come over to you. And, you know, you can collab, and it just expands even more. It's just all about network, right? But yeah, for you guys out there, just TikTok and Instagram. That will get you. That will help you so much. Stop. I see a lot of people try to start off on YouTube. It can work, but it's way slower than using TikTok. TikTok's amazing.
Like, one thing I would say about that is, like, this is how it's essentially worked for me. I would leave it up to the viewers and you to decide, like, whether you think it's working or not. But I think leveraging all platforms, you can't leave a single one out. That includes using Twitter. Now you got Instagram Threads, and you want to use Facebook, Instagram, and there are companies out there that you can find on the
That will look for
internet.
sponsorships. Yeah.
Yeah, not only sponsorships, I was going to get to that as well, but you can essentially sign up online. They are paid, so you find the ones that allow you certain free posts a month, but they allow you to connect your accounts on all platforms. I can link some of them down in the description below, and you guys can choose. And those platforms allow you to post on all platforms in a single click. You write your description, title, and yeah, I'll send these over to you as well. You'd
Honestly,
love
you'll
these.
use this is a new source that I learned, and I'm probably gonna try to learn about that. No matter what, any source you find, just try to get.
I've
That's
been
what I'm gonna do.
researching these, and like, I haven't really found one that, okay, I'm gonna select this, and as soon as I start generating income, I'll probably go for the best option between flexibility of budget and its productivity and ease of use. Its user friendliness, because there's a lot of them out there,
Yeah.
and I would recommend that to you as well. You can leverage those,
No, for sure.
especially the ones that allow like certain limit of free posts every month. So yeah, and like also for sponsorships and all too. Like, there's a lot of companies out there that love to help
Small
creators.
companies too. You never know. Like they'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
willing to pay smaller creators. You know, the bigger creators, they're not gonna want to take, smaller companies and sponsor them, right? So
Oh, yeah,
they
for
look
sure.
for us smaller content creators, and we can definitely help them out. We both grow. You know, that's why I love networking, because you could find so much new people, so much new things to learn. So
Yeah,
just try to stay around that.
and anything you buy out there as well, like anything you buy, like you purchase it, even if you get it for free, try and do a review of it, because there's a likelihood that you can find the products online, someone selling them, and if you make a review about it, eventually through time and effort, your time and effort may pay off, and you could receive a sponsorship. You'll be surprised with the email or the company's trying to make an effort to reach out to you. And yeah, that's certainly something I would recommend.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Moving on to the sixth question for platforms and growth. How do you navigate algorithm changes and stay consistent in your growing your audience?
So that's a great question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Right. The algorithm is always, you know what I mean? But I try to look at other creators. I try to see what they're doing, not taking what they're doing. I just try to see what they're doing and how I can put it my own way, how they're following the algorithm. So, it's all about certain hashtags to reach
Oh,
out,
yeah.
and certain ideas. Obviously, you can use other people for inspiration, just don't take their ideas. That's my main thing, right? Don't take someone else's ideas because, yeah, maybe you can become and get a lot of and get popular off that, but it's not original. You want to be
Absolutely, yes.
right? But the algorithm, it's always changing. You just have to do your research with what social media app you're using, and you're always gonna find it. That's what I'm still doing myself. You'll never know it fully. You can know, but you're not gonna know it to the full extent.
Yeah, and especially in a growing industry or all industries, I would say like you're finding like less original ideas. Most ideas are copies of another. I'm sure there will be a lot of viewers out there that will think the same for myself, and it's all about just getting started. And when you're getting started through your works, you find your own sound or your own vision, your own creativeness.
Oh, and it's always, no. If you have to use someone else's ideas, but again, please put it in your own way.
Try and credit them too.
Yeah, crediting. Yeah, I see a lot of YouTubers credit as well. Yeah, I will get you some more respect just by crediting. But no, if you need that to boost you, that's completely fine, right? But once you have more of those views and all of that, you got to start focusing on yourself and making your own type of content to make you stand out from others. That's the only way of a real growth. Stand out.
You nailed it with that.
Please just be yourself. You know what I mean? That it may be slow, but being yourself can lead to so much in life. It's all about just trusting. That's really all I have to say about that topic.
I really love your perspective on it. I'm I'm not too sure as this podcast grows if I'll have many people with your views. Like that's very nice, man. I'll be moving on to my seventh question. It has to do with collaboration and community. How important is networking and collaboration in Toronto or Ontario's creator community? And are there enough opportunities for local creators to connect?
And collaborating and networking is the best thing you can do for yourself. I met this guy last week. All right, we our form of content is completely different, but that doesn't matter. I didn't really look at the difference of content we make. It's the ideas that we can share, the things that we can do, helping each other out. That's what's really gonna get us to go out there. And just knowing other people, people that I know I can show to him and they can grow. It's all like networking is like just a main community. Just finding that community of small content creators, it keeps us all as one. We become one friend group. We all try to support, help each other in ways, help each other with videos, help each other with ideas. And it shows you to bigger people, right? You meet someone, they might know someone that's bigger, then that person might show you to that person that's up more. And that's a great way to help you get some more views. It just helps with collaboration. And I hope in the future I can collab with some of the bigger um, people around there. I already have some. I'm not gonna say names because I don't want to say nothing, but I have some bigger content creators from the city that I have been meeting up, and we've already made some videos together. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, no, it's beautiful. Networking is a beautiful thing, and I advise you guys to try. Being too independent can not really help you. You have to
For sure.
ask. Just put yourself out there. The people are going to come to you. You can go to some people and
Working together is certainly a big one.
Work, school, outside, whatever. It's so easy.
You can do things alone for as long as you'd like, but the moment you find the right team, the right people to work with, and you have to be very careful, right? It is a very tough spot to be to know who the right people are, especially like when you've gone through some deep shit. Like,
Yeah. And I got trust with some people, but you can't always look at the negative in life. You have to move on.
if your trust has been broken, you have to learn to how to trust again. You need to have that ability, whether that's in business, content creation, or both. Even more,
Oh, 100%. I agree with that, man. Yeah.
I used to have my trust broken a lot, and I used to actually just want to be alone all the time until I learned while studying business and everything about it and the power of working together with people, how you can grow.
I'm glad I was able to adapt good communication skills younger. So it helps me with that networking. So sometimes you guys might have to step out your comfort zone to meet others, but that's the point, you know, just stepping out, especially as a content creator, you need to step out your comfort zone sometimes. You know, you be yourself still, but you have to take that extra step to put yourself out. You know, talking. It's the only way to
For sure.
always.
Moving on to my eighth question for collaboration and community. Do you feel there is enough support for creators in Ontario or Toronto, such as events, workshops, or government initiatives?
I want to say no, but I feel like there is. I haven't seen much of that, but I just need to do a little more research, and maybe I can find those type of sources where there's an event for content creators to all meet up to help. I really, I have a feeling they do. I'm just not too sure. You know what I mean? So I hope it's no. Maybe you guys might know. So if you guys know, just drop it in the comments. Let us know. Or maybe there's something that we learn we can all check out.
I'm very grateful for your honest share on that. I'm sure the viewers are as well. Like that's that's very true. And even like myself, like I don't know if you can ever do enough research on this. There are points like everyone decides for themselves, like when they believe that okay, I'm now at a successful level, maybe I can give back, help others reach that level, because everyone has their own perspectives on what success means to them. And even for business, I certainly found there's a lot of government funding for certain things.
Oh, really?
For artists, you can find government incentives for people who make music and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
depending on your business model, there are incentives out there. For content creation, it might be a little hard. I haven't seen too much of that, like you said, and I would certainly recommend people out there to do their own research and feel free to share down in the comments below.
We'd love to know.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to my ninth question, it has to do with creative process. How do you overcome creative blocks or burnout, especially when balancing content creation with other responsibilities? I know I go through this one a lot.
Oh, I agree with you on that one, man. Again, I just think that just follows with networking. You know, I've met a couple of other content creators at school as well, and they help me with ideas. I help them with ideas. So if I'm ever going through that block of just not think what I want to do next, I ask. You know, and if they're helping with the idea, I'm like, you know what? Hop on the video. You know what I mean? I can shout you out. You know, people will see you. They'll come follow you, check you out. You know what I mean? So I feel like just asking, being like, you don't know what you're doing, you have to ask. You can't just sit, right? Like, there was a time, like, during my reading week for school, I wasn't really seeing much people. So I was just sitting in my room. I didn't post that whole week when I wanted to. I just had no ideas. But when I came back from my reading week that next week, my friends were asking me, like, oh, you haven't posted anything. Like, yo, to be honest, I haven't been thinking of ideas. They gave me some ideas. I popped up with 2 videos that week. You know what I mean? It just felt nice, you know, like it's the support. You find the real people, they'll support you, they'll help you make new ideas. And again, like I said earlier at the beginning of the podcast, sometimes you may have to use other creators as inspiration, which I have done, but I've made it in my own way, so where it's not like I'm exactly copying them. That's also one thing that's helped. Just go through TikTok, go through Instagram, just try and get some inspo from other creators and put it in your own way, make it about yourself, you know, and it will definitely help you. So don't ever let it like a block, like the blocks get to you. You know what I mean? Like just build up stronger, think more, think hard, never give up. And that's all I really have to say about that. To be honest.
breaking through the walls is very important. Before I move on to my 10th question, I would even say like this is like my opinion on like inspiration is real, but the older I get, I've lost my belief in motivation. I'm sure it exists, but for me, I've been trying to mold my mind as it doesn't exist. And reason for that, it's because of discipline. Discipline over motivation. If you can create that discipline for yourself, you will certainly be able to push more content out there, put in more effort as long as you have discipline.
I agree with
I'll be moving on to my 10th question. What's your process for staying authentic while appealing to trends or audience expectations? Remember, you were reflecting on this earlier.
No, I was, yeah. um, I just kind of look at like what the city is relating to and how the city is going out. Again, I want to have an audience from Toronto first. I want people from over here to be able to relate to me. Extend on from that. Uh, I see a lot of people try to mimic rappers and do stuff like that. I'm all for it, but again, it just makes me not stand out. Oh, it's a way I could definitely come more there, but I want to be more original to myself. So I want to do certain acts that these rappers may do, make it in a funnier way, and then hopefully that can reach the audience because the audience can relate. There's a lot of people that like to reenact what rappers do.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's wrong what they're doing. Sometimes it's fine what they're doing, right? But if you do it in the right ways, I think it will be funny to people and it will stand out differently than just copying what other Toronto content makers. Just try. It's all about switching it up, taking ideas but switching it into your own way. Stand out.
I think another good thing, like, I think it's great for myself at least. I found content creation as an outlet to express my negative emotions, and you have to be careful with that, of course. How you do it, you always risk judgment. Oh, that's the beauty of content creation, right? You take that judgment head on. You hold on to the good one, and when you see negativity, you don't let it sit and roam in your mind for too long.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure a lot
I know that negativity. Yeah, it gets to me sometimes, but realistically, it's like yo, people are just hating because they're doing. I'm doing something they're not doing or they can't do. That's what you guys have to look at it. The haters are just bad. They don't want to see you grow. That's where it kind of can relate to people not wanting to see others grow. It's just people hating. Like sucks. You see it a lot in the city, unfortunately. It makes no sense. Like, why are you getting mad at someone? You can step out of your comfort zone, put yourself out there, make yourself better. That's just the beauty of content. We're not letting certain things get to you. If it does, always just talk to someone. Let your feelings out. Never, ever listen to that negativity. There's always going to be positivity, and there's always going to be that one person that may be watching you. It may be one, maybe 10, and maybe a lot, 1,000. You know what I mean? But there's always going to be someone. Look at that one comment. One positive comment beats 100 negative comments. I want you to look at that. Don't man hate all of that. Just stay away from it. Who cares? Who cares? Trust me, you'll be fine. You gotta push yourself through it. Don't even look at it. Don't even think twice about it. Don't even say anything back to them because saying stuff back is going to lead to more problems. You don't. Just support the people that are supporting it.
That's very beautiful, man. That's very beautiful. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will. I've certainly learned a lot from your perspectives and opinions. Like everything you shared, and I'm certain it will help people out there who are looking to get into content creation. For those who are already into it, thank you. Moving on to my last section of the podcast, it has to do with advice and future vision. The 11th question is, what advice would you give to someone in Ontario or Toronto who wants to start creating content but feels overwhelmed by competition?
I like that this is at the end. This is a great ending question. Again, it all relates to every topic we've talked about. Networking. Find those right people. You'll be in a right position. You'll be in a good position with you. Hopefully those people are good and they stay loyal with you. That's one way that would help. Again, trying to talk to someone to take you away from hates or whatever. Those people will help you. You stay around the right people. It's gonna help you be successful. Can you repeat the question one more time?
I got you. Of course, absolutely. What advice would you give to someone in Ontario or Toronto who wants to start creating content but feels overwhelmed by competition?
Never let competition get to you. You know, yeah, the competition. I never really looked at the competition. I kind of just think like we can all grow together. Even if someone's higher above me, they're still growing. There's always chances to grow. You can have 30 million subscribers, but you still have chances to grow. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you're all down or whatever. You're all growing. We all move together. So I think just supporting and just network. Yeah, just honestly, just everything that we've talked about, implement that into this. That's all you need in life. Yeah, do it to yourself. Who cares about competition? We're all one. We're all trying to do the same thing. We all want to make a name for ourselves. Man. So we got to look at life.
So even in my first podcast, just before I move on to our final question, I even talked about like during my mental health podcast, I spoke about how I like to the competitiveness. I like to compete with myself, who I was yesterday,
Yep.
improving, and like never comparing yourself to other people, but the person you were yesterday. The only competition you have really is just
It's just the mind and game competition. You know, you got to fight with your mind. Your mind be giving you negative signs. Fight with that. Tell tell your brain, no, you got to be positive. It's your heart. Because in your heart, you want to be a popular, growing content creator. So that's in your heart. You know how you work.
moving on to our final question. What's your vision for the future of Ontario or Toronto's creators, maybe even globally, and the community? And how do you see yourself contributing to it?
Man, I just feel like supporting and just not giving up. We're gonna be or I'm sure it's right. Yeah, we have so much new ideas to make a business model, content model, no matter what type of business, we always have these. Right? The internet is so it's way better than what they've had back. So I feel like nowadays it's so much easier. As long as you have a creative mindset, you can make cool stand out. So it does not matter what content creation, business, music. There's so many more things that I could list. No matter what it is, there's ways to do it to make it work. Cannot give up. So one thing I want you to don't give up. Even if you feel like life is getting hard, don't give up. My ways to feel, right? I pray to Allah. He knows mine. He knows how my words are. He knows everything is written for a reason. I'm a person. I'm a be placed in hard times of life. I don't let those hard times get to me. Right? Hold on to my days. Hard days, good days, bad days. I say, alhamdulillah. I move on with the day. The best can only come. You know, it's the positive people. People that care. Those are the people that are going to be. Keep them in time. It's the hope you can be successful. Stick to your ground.
I love how you said that. I guess to wrap things up, I would just add like finding your sense of spirituality is very important. For everyone, it's different, and whatever works for you out there, make sure you stick to it, stay with it, and just never give up on it. Whatever it is that works for you, whatever is pushing your good spirits out and making you do the right things, stay at it. Thank you, Blavo.
It was a pleasure being on the podcast.
It was a pleasure having you.
Hope we can do more.
Would love to. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much for coming on to the podcast.